Hi, it's Pastor Paul Anderson from the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Worshipful Wednesday. It's the day in which we tell God thank you in the middle of the week for how he has blessed us all week long. And we serve a mighty good God who blesses all of his children beyond measure. Today, I want to ask that you would please look with me into the Gospel according to St. Luke, the first chapter, verses 5 through 17 from the New Living Translation. This is the text that gives us the foretelling of John the Baptist's birth. We find out that the setting of the text is that his father Zechariah was a priest. And so it talks about it was his daily rotation, his daily administration of the temple, which gives us some great insights. It lets us know that the priests in their day, they had rotational shifts. And they had a responsibility for praying and being in the temple. Now, Zechariah being a priest, he was married to a woman by the name of Elizabeth. Little did we know that Elizabeth was the cousin of the Virgin Mary. And so the text lets us see, and it helps us to understand that Zechariah and Elizabeth had been praying for years, praying that God would bless them with a child. Something very powerful happens on this day when Zechariah is doing his daily occupation of being the priest in the temple. He gets a word from God. He hears a word from God. God lets him know that this is going to be a miracle. Have you ever prayed for something and you wonder, would it happen? And then when it happens, you go, the Lord finally heard and answered my prayers. The truth of the matter is that God heard Zechariah's prayer the same way he hears your prayers and my prayers. God always has the timing that is just right for us to see the manifestation of our prayers. Now, Zechariah and Elizabeth are now up in age, but God promises them that they would have a child. And the child that they were about to have is the one who is known as John the Baptist. Don't you think it was pretty interesting that the angel had to even tell Zechariah what was going to be the name of his child? Because you know how we are. You know, myself, my son is named after me. My brother's sons are named after them. And it's amazing that even one of my brothers is named after my dad, who is named after his dad. So you find out that we do this thing of having family names. And could you imagine that the angel told Zechariah his son's name was going to be John? He's going like, nobody in my family's name is John. Where does that come from? And so God always does something new and interesting in us. And when he answers our prayers, it is then we know that it is God at work. So God does something powerful. So his wife, Elizabeth, she now finds out that they're going to have a baby. And it's only because they waited on God. On this Worshipful Wednesday, it reminds all of us to be persistent in our prayers, to keep waiting, knowing that God is going to hear your prayers about COVID-19. God is going to hear your prayers about all the turmoil that has happened in our land. God is hearing and answering our prayers about all those things that have been near and dear to our hearts. We must remember to cast our cares upon him because he cares for us all. On this Worshipful Wednesday, worship God and tell him thank you for blessing us to have the opportunity to see the manifestation of our prayers. God bless you. I'll see you on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for your prayerful support and all the things that we have done in ministry to help so many others. We thank you so very much for your generous support in times past, and we thank you for your present support and what you will do in the future. May God richly bless you, exceedingly and abundantly above all that you're able to ask, say, or think, according to his power at work in you. God bless you.